21 floors.
Beat the Sentinels, so
And then
just go back.
the elevator would just kept turning around like that. Dude was to the left, and that thing was turning around. Can't get out, so I hit emergency button by mistake. No, it's about math and numbers and stuff. But I got the May 25th to July 3rd.
Well, it's kind of like roulettes.
It's way more complex than that. It pulls water from the crust.
Please subscribe show. YouTube Cole Spivey. Yeah, man.
Elevator 7.
Yes.
What happened to elevator 7?
I hit the damn thing.
You said something about elevator 7. Is that a dream?
It was 7. Yes, it was a dream in between 7 and 22. Yeah, I stuck on the floors, but went up and down, up and down, up and down. I actually hit with my right elbow for me to get out. I don't remember getting out.
So something happened on elevator 7.
But no, the dream before that was May 25th to July 3rd. Added up in my dreams, which is international dreaming, is 39 days. So added up right in my dream.
So something happened to elevator 7.
Yes. I don't know why. Sweetie, be doing this. I was running around like crazy. You know, the average dream is between 5 to 20 minutes long. I don't know, it's just scary. Come on.
Alright. So just go like this.
I'm going down.
There's some kind of button right here where you hit return. Then you insert the disc like this. Or is it like this? That's like this. I should say thank you. All right, so I wanted to kind of confess about some things about the Matrix Resurrection review. I'm actually watching some Bomb of Mine. Guy's like a regular Columbo. Linda's in there making some French fries. She's got to go back to Dallas tomorrow and figure out her Einstein Bagels situation. Don't know for sure if I'm going to be staying at Einstein Bagels. I don't know. We'll have to see. She's going to find out tomorrow and then tell me about things. But the whole reason I'm doing this last little post is I showed you probably in this some outtakes of our movie review, which I do take pretty serious. But I do have to confess, I did not watch all of Matrix Resurrection before I gave the review, and I'll tell you why. Now, when we originally did our first movie review, which was The Fish People, Patagonia Films, how do you say it? Patagonia Films? Okay. Linda's making French fries. I do have to confess that we watched. We watched Fish People, right?
Yeah, all the way.
We took notes. We took notes through Fish People. It was Patagonia Films. It was a surfer guy that made it. We did not do that with Matrix Resurrection, so this is an apology to the people that made Matrix Resurrections. But I have watched The Matrix 1, 2, and 3, Reloaded being 2, and Revolutions being 3. And I did watch Resurrections, and I saw the Jacques Cousteau reference with Orpheus, through the mirror, you know, and so I even liked it more when I watched it. So it's even a bigger thumbs up. They did the whole thing through the mirror the entire time. They were using the mirror to transfer in and out of the Matrix, and IO was not invented, but IO was introduced into the Matrix franchise. So I do not dislike Matrix Resurrection. We didn't have a lot of time. Linda did not want to watch.
Nope.
She didn't want to watch it.
Nope.
So I said, let's go ahead and try to do it. Let me turn a backlight on so you can see anything. I'm watching some stuff right now. But, so this is just letting you know, we did read about it. So we did read about the resurrection. And I did watch the first 10 minutes of it. And I thought it was a good first 10 minutes. That's why I only showed the front part of it. Didn't mention, how do you say it, Keanu? Keanu Reeves?
No, Keanu Reeves.
Kiana. I was mispronouncing.
No, you still say it wrong.
Kiana?
No, Keanu Reeves.
Kiana Reeves.
No,
She's
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
You're doing the K too strong. Keanu Reeves.
Kiana. Say it again.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. You know how you say it. Okay. I mispronounced his name. I am also mispronounced a lot of the other actors' names in it. Lawrence Fishburne was not in the film, but he was shown on a projector screen in a segment where we did read about it. So we did read about the resurrection, and I did watch the first 10 minutes of it. And I thought it was a good first 10 minutes. That's why I only showed the front part of it. Didn't mention, how do you say it, Keanu Reeves?
No, Keanu Reeves.
Kiana. I was mispronouncing.
No, you still say it wrong.
Kiana?
No, Keanu Reeves.
Kiana Reeves.
No,
She's
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
You're doing the K too strong. Keanu Reeves.
Kiana. Say it again.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. You know how you say it. Okay. I mispronounced his name. I am also mispronounced a lot of the other actors' names in it. Lawrence Fishburne was not in the film, but he was shown on a projector screen in a segment where they were showing movies in it. You have to watch Resurrection to understand it. Lawrence Fishburne is shown. But he's not in the movie. Neither is Hugo Weaving, who plays Agent Smith. They use a younger actor for that, a newer actor. So it was kind of a reprisal of new actors in it. And it was an adventure in reprising an old story that was, they have not approached Matrix for almost 20 years. So this was kind of a nostalgic feeling with Keanu Reeves and the lady that played Trinity. What was her name? Jade? Pinkett? Whatever. Yeah, I'll find out her name.
That's Will Smith's wife's name.
Oh, crap. Hang on. I'm going to pause it for a minute. Give me a second. Her name is Carrie Ann Moss, and she played Tiffany/Trinity. And yes, in this version, Neo is a game designer. That is true. And the Matrix has warped a little bit. They are introducing a new aspect of the Matrix, which is IO. So Zion is something different, and now we have IO. So there is a change in the plot. There is a change in what's going on in the Matrix. And so we threw it together really quick. I only watched the first 10 minutes. Linda didn't watch any of it. That's why she mentioned Hugo, and she probably had... How many beers did you have, sweetie? Okay, she doesn't want to disclose that information. Let's put it this way.
Shut up before I trap up your trap hole.
Okay.
Shove it with the tampon up your ass.
Come on, we cannot have sailor talk.
I don't give a shit. My body, my choice, my mouth. Get over it. Why does everything smell like ginger?
She's smelling ginger. She's probably prego. So that's what I wanted to say. This has gone on this about a minute. I just want to say I do appreciate the Matrix Resurrection. I thought it was good. I do think the original Matrix is better, and I do think Reloaded is better, and I do think Revolutions is better. She's smelling ginger or something. I do think that those are better films, but I do think. I'm a fan of The Matrix. I do think that Resurrections was a worthy film. And I think it's more entertaining than a lot of the films that are out there today. Matrix. I do think that Resurrections was a worthy film. And I think it's more entertaining than a lot of the films that are out there today. I'll just put it that way. Not as good as the original Matrix. Look, I was blown away when I saw the original Matrix in 1999. I do think this one is a little weaker. Now, I do like the nostalgic aspect of old Keanu Reeves, or the older Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
No. It's not with the C, it's with the K. Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
Whatever.
Keanu. Say it. Just say his name.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Okay. I hear myself saying it right. Keanu Reeves.
Now you said it right.
Okay, I said it right then. Carrie-Anne Moss being older. Then they did look older. And them meeting up. And then she being kind of this other character that was not necessarily Trinity, but recognized his work and saw herself in his own game development work. I thought that was an interesting take. And that we were looking at him as a game developer. And then all of a sudden the Matrix comes alive and he flips out. And we don't know if it's his psyche. And then there's NPH, who's the analyst, who is trying to pull him back into the real world. But then you find out later that he's part of the Matrix. I assume is one way to look at it. So it's very psychological. The Matrix is kind of an underworld. So I saw the compare and contrast, or at least the compare with Jean Cocteau, the French filmmaker of the 1950s, who did a film called Orpheus.
Cool when I saw it.
Yeah, I showed it to. I'm
I'd rather watch
educating.
that than The Matrix.
I showed it to Linda, and I thought it was cool that they used the whole watery mirror thing, which is in that Jean Cocteau film, and I thought that was a cool reference. So kudos to the filmmakers, the Wachowskis, or Lana Wachowski, for doing that cross reference to that film. Obviously, it was because they were using the mirror many times, going into the mirror, and you got to see that film. Jean Cocteau. It'd be a cool one to review. It's mostly in French. It's the 1950s. So those are some things I wanted to add to the review, because, to be honest, it is a funny review, and I was trying to be as serious as I could. Now, that Matrix Resurrection did lose quite a bit of money. They lost like $34 million, all mostly because of the pandemic. Whether the Wachowskis do pull out, and that's the last Matrix that they're involved in, I think the Matrix franchise will continue on. I think it'll continue on, but I think it'll probably be other directors and stuff like that. It's a cool concept. I like the idea that these people are asleep, and then they wake up and they're in this like almost like a cocoon kind of thing that's attached. They got these things attached to them, and that whole concept of them being asleep and dreaming their existence is cool, for the sake of so that they could be like an energy source. She's eating French fries. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And so ultimately, I'm not being disrespectful to the Matrix franchise. I do take my movie reviews as serious as I can. Okay, so we did get a little.
Sorry. Messed up.
We got a little out of hand, and we were happy to watch it. We were happy to see it because I knew it was going to be entertaining.
Late at night again.
But ultimately, I would have gave the original Matrix a bigger score. Now, if we're going from like 1 to 10, I'm probably going to give Matrix.
I like to go to bed at 4 o'clock. I like to go to bed at 12.
The Matrix Resurrection, probably I'll probably give it like, an 8.5, and then maybe the original Matrix, I'd probably give it, like a 9.5. And then the other one's probably, Reloaded at 8.5, maybe, and Revolution's probably like 8.5 too. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. You have a good night. I thought Keanu Reeves, that's how I'm saying his name, I thought he did a good job. I thought Carrie-Anne Moss did a wonderful job at reprising the role and bringing back the nostalgic feel and them meeting up again. And then also I like the ending, how they're flying off together, like these lovers flying off into some other kingdom or some other underworld. It ended in a very, let's say mythological, kind of a myth, like a Greek myth almost way. Like they were these Greek god characters flying around and stuff. It was very strange. It was a very strange ending. I would recommend to see it though. And Linda, how would you think about it? Did you watch it? Be honest. No, she didn't watch it. But it's interesting to see Linda's review.
I'm worried about getting another job.
Okay.
I just sent in my menu. I don't have time to.
She's dealing with some Einstein bagels issues. But it's interesting to see, or it's interesting even to hear Linda's review, because she hit upon the machine war. I didn't even mention the machine war. And she hit upon some interesting aspects of the Matrix without even watching it, without even watching Resurrection. She didn't even watch it. And yet her review kind of made a little bit of sense. It makes you think about The Matrix, right?
Please subscribe show. YouTube Cole Spivey. Yeah, man.
Inside here. So here we go. Please subscribe show. YouTube.
Cole Spivey.